with that down, Aaron, what is our first main topic today?
In keeping with the Ryan Reynolds assance, we have a question about his new project. Randy Goffino says, "Hey, John, Randy here from Oshawa, Ontario.
I love Oshawa.
Growing up, my on-screen hero was John Candy.
Damn right.
He was a guy who left us way too soon and was an absolute comedy genius. Did you guys see that good Canadian kid Ryan Reynolds is producing a documentary about his life? I am so beyond excited for this. Give it all the Oscars now. What do you guys think of this, and are you excited about it?"
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in. And yeah, this is just terrific news. Like, John Candy was, obviously, he was larger than life. Whether you're talking about Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, Uncle Buck. I mean, like, for me, it's Barf.
Oh, yeah.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
Bartholomew. I mean,
And certainly my favorite of all the Star Wars films.
and it's her favorite of the Star Wars films.
It's true.
I mean, and by the way, and also co-owner of the Toronto Argonauts CFL football team when they won a Grey Cup. He did a lot of things, and of course, going all the way back to his days in SCTV, which was, for my American friends, it's a better version of Saturday Night Live. Just
Ouch.
saying. Anyway, it's John Candy was a god among men, and if you're a good Canadian kid like Ryan Reynolds, we grew up with John Candy, and for him to tell this story is fantastic. Now, this comes to us from the folks over at Cinema Blend who write the following. Ryan Reynolds felt compelled to make the announcement that he was going to be doing a documentary on John Candy's life on Twitter after seeing that John Candy was trending. The actor didn't hesitate to show his love for Candy before explaining that he and his production company, Maximum Effort, have teamed up with Colin Hanks for a documentary on Candy's life. Reynolds finished out his tweet by simply saying, "Expect tears. And I'd honestly expect nothing less." Of course, that news was only made sweeter by the response from John Candy's family. Christopher Candy retweeted the Deadpool star's message, sweetly confirmed that the project is in the works. And by the way, I believe it was John Candy's daughter also got on and said that, indicated that they are actually working with them, that they are working in conjunction with Ryan Reynolds, and the family is involved in this. And listen, even if this is one of those great Canadian stories that even if you're not Canadian yourself, you love John Candy.
Mm-hmm.
John Candy was, I mean, it just, every time I think about John Candy, it just makes me feel a pang of sadness that we don't still have him today. And his story is incredible. What he brought to the medium and to the art was fantastic. And I know I say this a lot about Ryan Reynolds, but damn, I'm proud of that good Canadian kid for doing something like this. I think this is fantastic. So anyway, Aaron, you hear about this. What do you think?
Well, I understand the feeling of sadness that he's not still here. At the same time, not negating that, not a but an and. And I think what a gift we all have in the fact that we can still go back and appreciate the films that this man left, as an artist. I think that that's one of the ways that artists achieve immortality is through the art that they leave behind. And, I love the fact that Colin Hanks is part of this because Tom Hanks and John Candy had a beautiful friendship. They did a movie called Volunteers together. They did Splash together. And I didn't even honestly.
They were so good in Splash
So
together.
good in Splash. The racquetball scene, hilarious. And honestly, until this very moment, if it weren't for these annoying, Canadians, John and Ryan, I wouldn't even know that John Candy was a Canadian. All I knew was that he was everybody's favorite uncle if you grew up in the 80s. He was the uncle you wanted to go camping with. And so I love the fact that an entire new generation of filmmakers is going to get to learn about him and see the comedic gold that is still there to be discovered if you have not seen his movies. He's really fantastic also in one of my favorite musicals, Little Shop of Horrors, which, again, if you haven't seen it, you got to. It's fantastic. So I'm so happy that this is happening, and I think it's wonderful that comedians, that have the ability to get movies made, such as Ryan, are looking to the comedians that they looked up to when they were coming up and saying, hey, I want to pay tribute to this person, and I'm going to do that by making a documentary about his life.
By the way, one of my business partners texted me this morning about this story and said, you know what? Ryan Reynolds should teach a masterclass on time management. Because that dude has got a lot going on. This is one of the greatest movies of all time right there. Mm-hmm. That is one of the greatest movies. Anyway, Chris, you hear about this. What are your thoughts?
I'm so glad we're going to finally pay tribute to Gus Polinski, the polka king of the Midwest. Come through. I love John Candy. I loved SCTV because that introduced me to him and to Eugene Levy and Rick Moranis and Strange Brew and all
Yeah.
of that kind of stuff. It was a wonderful rabbit hole to fall down. I'm so excited about this. You know, he left us all too soon. He passed from a heart attack in 94. And much like a lot of other prominent comedians where we've had this feeling with, you know, Robin Williams or others, it did feel like you lost a family member.
Yeah.
There was a true connection there through Home Alone, through Uncle Buck, through all these other films. So I'm really excited to see this. Little Canadian treasures recognizing each other. That's sweet.
Yeah,
great.
I'm very excited about this. And again, it just makes it all the more sweet that number one, Ryan Reynolds is doing it. Number two, that he is doing it with Colin Hanks, who I guess that he was Uncle John to him. But I just love this. This is just makes your heart smile kind of news that I love covering once in a while. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Ryan Reynolds, Colin Hanks, they're producing a documentary about John Candy in cooperation with Candy's family. Are you looking forward to it? Maybe you're not really familiar with the works of John Candy. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Raycon. Now, you guys know I've been using Raycon as a part of my morning routine for a long time now. I love getting up, getting on my treadmill, pulling out my iPad and watching my favorite tech YouTubers like Linus Tech Tips, another good Canadian kid, by the way. And my Raycon wireless earbuds come through for me every time. Raycon's everyday earbuds look, feel, and sound better than ever. With optimized gel tips with the perfect in-ear fit, these earbuds are so comfortable and they will not budge. Trust me. My Raycons give me 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life. And one of the best things about Raycons is that they are priced just right. You get quality audio at half the price of other premium audio brands. It's no wonder Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 50,000 five-star reviews. And when I'm on my treadmill, the earbud tap functions help me stay hands-free and the noise isolation is fantastic. So guys, go to buyraycon.com today and use the promo code Campea15 to get 15% off your Raycon order. That's code Campea15 at buyraycon.com to score 15% off. Buyraycon.com, code Campea15.